All right, now we're in Photoshop. You know we're in Photoshop because it says it here, but most importantly, up in the menu off on the left-hand side, it tells you what application is active. So we're in Photoshop. Your Photoshop might look a little different than mine. Number one, your picture is 4 times the size on your screen. I'm on a Retina display. I'm looking at this at 100% down here. You are too, probably. I'm going to hit Command plus. Looking at this now at 200%, if you look down here, now we're both the same size. And I have layers active. I don't know if you can see your layers panel. I don't know what the default is on a brand new setup on Photoshop. So I'm going to go to Window and go down to Layers. If there's a check mark there, don't deselect it. You have your layers sitting there. If there's not a check mark, click on it. And then you'll see this background with a lock and a little thumbnail, which is the same as the picture right here. Now, this options bar up here, if this is missing, you need it. So Window, come down, and I'm just going to turn mine off. If yours looks like that and it's just not there, go up to Window and click on Options. Then your toolbars here. I know that's going to be there. If you did something and made it go away, Window and Tools. If it's gone, you just go up to Window, down to Tools. Okay? If you hit Tab, everything disappears. Tab is on the left-hand side of the keyboard above the caps lock. I'm going to hit Tab again. Now it's back. Okay. Now we want to crop this. I'm going to get the crop tool. And it's right there, but I'm going to go ahead and the shortcut, notice when I roll over this, it says crop tool, shortcut C. See it down here? C is the shortcut. So I'm going to come out here and just hit the letter C in order to get the crop tool. Now, there's all kinds of settings in the options bar here. And if you don't have the options bar, you got to come up to Window, Options. Come on, you got to play along. Okay, let's change this from, I don't know what your default setting will be, but let's just change this to 1:1 square. We just want a square headshot. I don't want my chest. I don't need that. Pull this up. I just want top of my head, and it doesn't matter that the top of the head's cut off a little bit. You don't want to get, in here and just get silly about this. You don't want any white showing. So just pull it out so you can see the face, and all I want is a headshot. Put your face in the center, click and drag, no white around the edges, then hit return. Here's a cropped version of your headshot. But everyone's headshot is now a different size. I'm going to get out of the crop tool here. The move tool, if I hover over it, should tell you the move tool, letter V is the shortcut. V. And the cool thing about that is the same thing's going to happen in Illustrator. Well, in a lot of Adobe apps, your home base tool is V, or very important, let's say. Now, I want to make sure this is the same size for every single person because I'm going to put all these headshots in one document so I can try to learn your names. Okay? And your file naming, the reason we named these things, this screwy way, is so I know what period you're in, what computer you sit at, what's your first name, what's your last name. That's going to help me learn. But I need these all the same size or I'm going to go crazy because, hey, I have issues. So let's make sure under Image Size, Option Command I, bring that dialog box up. Yours is going to open up small, okay? And for something this small, that's okay. Later on, we're going to go full screen with this, but for right now, let's just check width and height and make sure this is locked. See how this lock is active? If I deselect that lock, you don't get that little connector. Those are locked. Resample is on, very definitely. Change this preset, probably from automatic down to preserve details 2.0. Then drag this reduce noise all the way up. And I will help you understand this later on. But for right now, we want to know what size this is. Up here I can see it's 553 square. Change this percent right here, click on it, come down to pixels. If pixels is not available, it means that resample is off. Look, pixels can't be selected. So I told you, turn resample on and choose pixels. Then change one of these numbers. The other one is going to change automatically because these are locked to 300. Okay? And click OK. Then we want to save this file, but we don't want to overwrite our original JPEG. So let's do Save As. Shift-Command-S. File, Save As. And those three dots mean we're going to get, those ellipses mean we're going to get a secondary dialog box. And this dialog box says, okay, well, here's the name of your file. What do you want to change it as? Now, I see kids all the time highlight the whole thing and hit delete. Don't ever, ever, ever do that. I'm going to hit escape. And then I'm going to bring up that same dialog box again. Notice how the name to the left of the dot is highlighted. That's the computer telling you this is your area. This dot and the extension name, this is my area. Don't screw with it. Okay? Seriously, don't do that. So with my name highlighted, this is the file name I want. I'm going to go ahead and just save that and overwrite this other file because it's still preserved inside Photo Booth. Normally, we don't do this. Click Save, and it's going to say it already exists. Do you want to replace it? Now, there's no going back. When you click Replace, that original is gone. It's gone. Now, in this dialog box, I believe this is up here and this is here. I can't really remember. I think this is how this pops up. Change the format options to baseline optimize, and we can drag this up to high, to 10. 12 is the maximum, even though that says max. And we'll just click OK. Now we have a correctly sized 300 pixel by 300 pixel JPEG that is also named correctly. And I know, we're done. Click Command-S and we could hit Command-W, but some of you may have a similar situation. Scotchko, my face is the wrong color. Okay, we'll come back and I'll help you change that if that's the case. Otherwise, you're done. You can skip that next video and go to the last one where I show you how to turn it in.